Welcome back, guys. Today we are solving house robber. Let me read out the question for you. You are a professional robber planning to rob houses along a street. Each house has a certain amount of money stashed. The only constraint stopping you from robbing each of them is that adjacent houses have security systems connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into the same night. This question it was asked in a Google interview. So let's let's think about the logic behind it. So if we see the array, we see that we cannot rob the adjacent houses. What we have to do is we have to rob the non-adjacent houses, and with this we get two answers. One is 4 of 1 and 3, and the other one is 3 of 2 and 1. So if you see, it is a very basic dynamic programming question which uses the algorithm of sum of non-adjacent elements in an array. So let's start coding. Firstly, we'll have to make an array. Let's call it max profits. And max profits would be of length nums. So the tricky part here is in dynamic programming, you know that we are storing the values in the array itself. So we need to find out the solution. We need to find out the index from which we can start finding the solution for this max profits. So let's say if we get back this, so we see if there was only one element, the maximum profit would be one only. So let's start with that idea in our mind. We say max profit 0 is equal to nums 0. I think we need to fill the arrays with 0. Let's come back to this. Now we see if we had two elements, the robber would have had an advantage knowing that this has more money stashed. So instead of index 0, it would have gone to index 1 immediately. So this we can write like this. Now we have 0 and 1. If the robber would have been given an option with 3 elements, he would have to choose either 1 or 3 or 2, which he would have gone with 4 only, which is the answer of 1 and 3. So for that, we know we need to start our index from 2. Now we know in dynamic programming we store our options, we store our solutions in the array. We go with, in this we need to see that we need the maximum amount either of this array plus this array or this array itself. Let me clear it out for you. The robber had an option of either robbing this, or these two combined. So we need to see that either these two combined is greater than this or not. So we go with uh, we check the previous index of our profits array, and we compare it with the next previous index of the profits array. We get it I minus 2, and we add our current index in the array to this. So now what it will give us is, it will give us an output of 4, because when we use the math.max function, we get the maximum value. So 2 comma 4, we get output 4. So using this, we can store the value in our arrays, and I think fairly straightforward. We return either the last element or the second last element. Sorry, I used array. So this basically covers everything except the fact that what if the array only had 2 or 1 elements. So if it would have had only 1 element or less than 1 element, we need to find it for the base cases as well. So for that, we put an if condition. If nums.length is, I guess, less than 1, we return 0. And if nums.length is equal to 1, we return the first element itself. And from the second index as well, second index forwards, we are using the for. So let's see if it runs. What's the error? Oh, I used max profit instead of max profit. I think it should run now. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, fairly simple.